Um, I'd rather him go out the way he came in with Survivor Series.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't even. I mean, I know Survivor Series is done with just traditional tag team matches, but even just more importantly, I relate Survivor Series to Taker even more. That's just even more over the years. That's just how I look at it. I'm like, it's not just about Survivor Series tag team matches. That's Taker. That belongs to Taker. And same thing with WrestleMania. That's how I feel about WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people call Michael Mr. WrestleMania. I don't. I call it, I think Taker's Mr. WrestleMania. That's. I know we have some fans that listen to this are not going to agree with that, but I don't see what for Michael's. There's a few moments he's had, but I just relate to that Taker's to WrestleMania, but obviously he's got the huge title Survivor. So anywho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think there's a little bit of a, I don't want to say theatric, but there's a little bit of a poetry of coming in from Survivor Series or in at Survivor Series and leaving at Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, I think honestly, I'd be all for it. Like I said, he
should come out of an egg.
God, he was scared to death of that. That thought. For anybody who don't know that he was scared to death that he was going to be the one that's coming out of that egg. He thought, "Oh my God, I'm going to have to tough the rough character and WCW. No, I'm leaving that to go get hashed to have an egg." I don't blame him though. Anyways, yeah, that's he gets hashed to have an egg. I'm turning it off.
Yeah, well, that was a joke.
I know.
But we'll see what they decide to do for the Undertaker. You would have to imagine it'd be something big because he was a huge thing for the WWE character and performer wise.
One more thing about it. There's something that Ric Flair has said a few times, and I have to go along and agree in a lot of ways. Is that his character was the best character that ever happened in pro wrestling history. And I know a lot of people are gonna, toss in, no, it was awesome, no, it was DX, no, it was honestly, or even Rock or Hogan. But I honestly, I have to kind of agree with that. I mean, it's hard, it's hard to go in certain ways. I'm like, the two best characters I think of. It's really hard to say three because I was a huge fan of Sting and his charisma, how he went about it. But characters only, I think the two best ones were. It's hard to say this, but it's between Austin and Taker. If I have to take a pick, you have to take Taker. He was around longer, for one, and number two, he got to evolve his character just as much. So I mean, that's just my belief.
Characters. Yeah, Undertaker's definitely up there. I think Kane would be up there if they didn't kind of mess him up a couple times.
Yeah, they totally that. I mean, I get what you're saying as far, especially the first part of his career, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But after, I understand that he evolved his character to something different. He had fun with the two, but I personally can't put him in that category as far as like top 10, especially with how it went about over the years. But I mean, nothing wrong with his character, just how it evolved. It's a tough pick, obviously there's going to be a number of different thoughts on that, and picks who had the best characters throughout history, but that's honestly, I don't look at necessarily the 80s and 90s and 2000s as the only ones. A lot of people just talk about those ages. I mean, you got stuff going back to Gorgeous George. I mean, Bruno. He kind of goes on, but it was different back then than it was starting in the 80s, of course.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else that would really. Well, like I said, I like Sting, like Crow Sting.
I was more the stripper plus.
I guess character wise in the WWE, Mankind's got to be up there too,
He's one of them.
just based on everything he did.
Yeah. So y'all listen, give us your thoughts. Who you think had the best character of all time? I mean, at least your top 2 or 3 picks, but which one do you think had the best? It's hard to obviously put one answer out there but I mean, obviously, I said Austin's up there, career as Austin. Steve Stone Cold, I should say, only lasted so long.
Yeah, because now I'm going to be really thinking about if there's any other character that would go up there.
And I'll go like The Rock, Hogan. Absolutely.
Hogan, I don't think he did his best work in WWE.
Well, what's talking about is Hollywood Scarf. I call it Scarf. He's talking about.
I think his heel character in WCW was probably his best.
It was one of his best, but I don't. I personally think it was his best. I mean, it was one of his definitely best, but he made a hell of a heel and so forth. But I think it, earlier on his career really outshined it. But that's what made him. But
right.
Yeah, it's just tough picks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So one of the things that happened recently is Rhodes. Cody became a Rhodes again. And now WWE is filing trademarks for WCW pay-per-views that Cody owned, or well not owned, but he was following for, which was Super Brawl, Bash of the Beach, The Match Beyond, Battle Bowl, and Slamboree, and Bunkhouse Stampede.
Yeah.
I really hope this is not WWE being petty.
Well, part of me says yes, and the other part of me says if they're going to use it, it's going to be in NXT. As WWE's not going to use it. I strongly feel that way. As they don't use anything the right way as far as that kind of stuff goes. Or I'll just say that much. I didn't like the way they use Bash, the Great American Bash.
Right.
Well, at least it would evolve to what I'm saying. It's called the Bash.
Right.
Yeah, I said it's going to be petty about it, or they're going to have NXT do something with it. But there's some things. Bunkhouse Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they're even trying to get.
Well, and for me, like if they do Bash at the Beach, I want them to do things like the way WCW did it, where they're actually on a beach and in more of a tropical setting. And I can't remember which one, but they had one where there was pools nearby. If they can use that to their advantage on a match, it would be completely worth it.
We can come at the NXT using that,
or regular WWE. I don't care. One of them.
You're talking about the pools.
Pools
that was in Panama City.
Yeah, well, either way, just something like that.
Well, I'm saying, yes, the word you weren't sure where they were. The pools around them, and they did Nitro every year during the spring break, and that was at Panama City. But it'd be nice that they would use something like that. But, I don't think they're going to go to Panama City, but they would go somewhere and have that kind of setting or use pools, like you said. That'd be nice. It's going to be the simple technology, like with the Titantron saying "Bash at the Beach." I'm not really Bash at the Beach,
right?
Yeah.
The beach balls will return.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have confidence in WWE doing it correctly, and that's sad.
No, it's true. I don't think they would use it the right way. It's if they do anything with it, it would be in NXT, and I don't know what extent they're that especially right now with the way the world is. I don't know how that would go about, but obviously we'll find out in time what their real plan is. If they want, I was surprised they want Bunkhouse Brawl. I'm also surprised that don't fit their
The brawl.
image.
AEW is going to have their beach one. It'll be the brawl at the beach.
Actually, they already they announced, Pentagon announced today they're gonna have a beach theme, a new one.
Oh, that's fine. Beach brawl, brawl at the beach.
Well, no. They're gonna call it Beach Break.
Either way, I mean, they can still do it. They don't have to have the exact same name.
I don't like it. I don't like the. You can call your week 2 weeks. Hey, we're having a beach break party, but we're gonna call our event this certain. We're gonna have beach bash or brawl at the beach. I mean, for a call
beach brawl.
Yeah, that's fine, but I don't like them calling it beach break. Like, okay, you can call your season beach break, but as far as your event, I don't go along with beach break.
I didn't like the fact that they call one of their pay-per-views Full Gear, and I'm still not behind that name.
Oh no, I was all right with it. It's different, but it's I mean, that's me.
I'm not a fan of it. With AEW, we have now new tag team champions in the Young Bucks, and we have a new TNT champion in the form of Darby Allin.
Woohoo! Darby, definitely behind that one. I was a touch surprised on how quick around the title reign this time went around for Cody, but I'm glad that he got it back, and I'm glad that he passed it on to someone that's a rising star. So it's cool to see that with the Darby Allin, and hopefully he'll have a good run with it. And not.
Well, my theory on that is they didn't want Brody Lee to lose to Darby Allin, so they rather Cody beat Brody Lee and then Darby beat Cody.
Yeah, well, that's fine too. I mean, I understand that, and I definitely do. But yeah, I'm just glad to see him being champion now.
And I'm glad that TNT, the company's getting behind it as well.
Yeah, that's something that's good.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if anything else happened recently at all. Besides the fact now that WWE introduced a bunch of people in NXT as talent under a certain name because it was their real name, they're actually going through and having name changes made.
I was behind the fact that they're changing Chad Gable, but I hated that Shorty G name so freaking bad. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but
he should have been Kurt Angle's illegitimate son and not Jason Jordan.
Yeah, I think it would match up. A lot of people are going to bring up different reasons. I just think I don't know. It didn't help out that Jason Jordan had gotten injured and his career's kind of pretty much sidelined for at least now. I don't know how he's going to be able to return or not. But yeah, Chad Gable has a great future ahead of him, and hopefully they do something well with him. But he wants to wrestle Daniel Bryan as a dream opponent, which would be great. And they need to do something like that, and they need to let those guys do their own match. They don't need people saying, hold back. No, let them go all out. That's how you get the best out of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been a fan of how they direct people to wrestle. And
one more time, what was that?
I've never been a fan of WWE directing their roster on how to wrestle, like their style. Never been a fan of that. I don't even think they should need to use a producer, but I know they're going to use a producer. You don't need a producer every time you have a match, I don't believe. But it is what it is. But